Have you ever felt that nagging frustration, when you're trying to change something in your life?
Oh, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
building a new skill or trying to kick a bad habit.
Exactly. Or even just wanting to feel, I don't know, more productive. And you just keep hitting a wall, feeling kind of stuck.
Hmm.
But what if the answer isn't some huge, massive shift? What if it's actually about like surprisingly tiny ones, almost invisible changes?
That idea, yeah,
Huh?
it sounds a bit counterintuitive, doesn't it? But that's
Right.
exactly what James Clear argues.
Right?
It's really about building momentum through consistency, not just relying on, that burst of motivation that never seems to last.
And that's exactly what grabbed me in our source material for today. So
Yeah.
this deep dive, it's all about that incredible power of tiny gains.
Yeah.
We're pulling insights from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, huge global hit, came out in 2018. It's really seen as a powerhouse in like self-help,
In
psychology.
behavioral change,
Yeah,
definitely.
all that.
And our source for this, it's a really detailed review plus excerpts from the book itself. So it gives us a solid base to really dig into the core ideas and, importantly, the practical stuff.
Right, the how-to.
Exactly, without missing the key takeaways.
So our mission today really is to unpack the most important bits of wisdom from this material. We want to make the science behind habits, which can sound complex, make it really accessible, actionable for you listening.
Yeah, the goal is like giving you a shortcut.
A shortcut, yes, to understanding how these small, consistent improvements, the kind that feel almost insignificant day to day, how they can actually lead to, well, monumental life changes.
And the book's core message, it's pretty profound actually, is that these tiny habits, they're what lead to big success.
Hmm.
It really hammers home that the key isn't just setting those big, lofty goals. It's more about building effective systems. Systems that naturally guide you towards the goals.
Systems, not just goals. Okay, so let's dive into that. What if the key to really big change isn't these grand gestures, but something tiny, almost invisible?
Yeah, that's the kind of counterintuitive genius behind Clear's 1% rule.
The 1% rule,
He
right?
basically shows how improving by just 1% each day, it doesn't just add up linearly, it compounds.
Compounds, like interest, but for habits.
Exactly. Leading to, I think the number is like 37 times better over a year. It's staggering.
Wow, 37 times.
Yeah. So it's a real shift from thinking big to, well, acting tiny, but consistently. The results become monumental.
It's such a powerful illustration, isn't it? Applying that compound interest idea to actually improving yourself.
It really is. And it emphasizes how genuine change often starts small, almost unnoticeably small.
Mm-hmm.
But the cumulative effect over time, it's just vast. It really highlights why those tiny choices you make every day actually matter a lot.
It totally reframes how we think about small, doesn't it? And this idea, the micro improvements, it links perfectly to that other big idea you mentioned, shifting focus from just goals to building robust systems.
Indeed, yeah. The book really underscores that. Goals are important, obviously. They give you direction, right? A target.
Sure.
But creating a solid system to get there, that's even more crucial for actual long-term sustainable change.
So, goals are the destination, systems are the roadmap you follow every day.
That's a great way to put it. Goals are the what, systems are the how. And without that reliable how, the what often just stays out of reach, you know?
Okay, so how do these systems actually work? How are habits formed? Clear breaks it down, right, into 4 stages.
He does. He calls it the 4 laws of behavior change. It's like the operating system for how we behave, basically.
An operating system for habits. I like that.
So first, you've got the cue. That's the trigger, the thing that kicks off the habit, like your phone buzzing.
Okay, the buzz. Got it.
Then comes the craving. That's the desire, the motivation behind it. You want to see who texted. You want that little dopamine hit.
Like the urge.
The urge, exactly. Then number 3 is the response. That's the actual action you take. Picking up the phone, opening the message.
The habit itself.
And finally, stage 4 is the reward. That's the payoff, the pleasure, the outcome you get. You see the message, you get the info, the connection, whatever it was you craved.
Cue, craving, response, reward.
Yep. And the book explains that habits, all habits, good or bad, are built and strengthened through that exact cycle. It makes them predictable, repeatable.
So it's like a blueprint for our behavior, whether we like it or not. Okay, but for someone listening, maybe they feel stuck in a bad habit loop. How does knowing these 4 stages actually help them break free? Or even just disrupt it?
Ah, great question. Because knowing the stages is one thing, right? That's how it works. The real power comes from learning how to leverage those stages.
Okay.
And Clear gives this brilliant, really practical framework. 4 rules for building good habits, and then the inverse for breaking bad ones. It's like a mirror image.
A mirror image. Okay, so for good habits.
For good habits, you want to. 1, make it obvious. 2, make it attractive. 3, make it easy. And 4, make it satisfying.
Obvious, attractive, easy, satisfying. Got it.
And then, if you want to break a bad habit, you just flip those rules on their head.
Flip them. So make it.
Make it invisible. Make it unattractive. Make it difficult. And make it unsatisfying.
Invisible, unattractive, difficult, unsatisfying. Wow. It's a complete toolkit then.
Exactly. For consciously designing your habits.
It sounds almost simple when you lay it out like that.
It does, but that simplicity is, honestly, its strength. It's incredibly effective because it's so practical.
Right. It's not just theory, it's stuff you can actually do.
Precisely. The power is in how applicable it is. You read a chapter, you can immediately see how to put it into action in your own life.
But maybe the idea that hit me the hardest, the most profound shift Clear talks about, is what he calls identity-based habits.
Oh, yes. That's a big one.
It's not just about what you do, it's about who you become. He has this quote, it's something like, "Don't focus on who you wish to become, focus on who you wish to become." That just lands differently, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
It's a fundamental shift in perspective, really.
Yeah.
Instead of chasing external outcomes like, I want to run a marathon,
Right.
you focus on your internal identity. The example the book uses is spot on. Instead of saying, I want to read a book every day.
Which is a goal.
Which is a goal, exactly.
You adopt the identity. I am a reader.
I am a reader. And when you embrace that identity, when you really start to see yourself that way,
Yeah.
then reading every day isn't some chore you have to force yourself through. It's just what you do. It's a natural expression of who you are.
It becomes inherent. Yeah. That's genuinely transformative because it shifts the motivation from external to internal. It's intrinsic.
And the book doesn't just leave it at theory.
Yeah.
It's full of real-world examples.
Oh, yeah. Packed with them. One of the most famous ones, really inspiring, is the story of the British cycling team.
Ah, the cycling team. That's a perfect illustration of this whole thing in action, isn't it?
Totally. They didn't just say, we want to win the Tour de France or win Olympic gold.
Which were their goals. Which were definitely their goals. But their system was about the aggregation of marginal gains. They broke down literally everything involved in riding a bike.
Everything. Like what?
Like the weight of the tires, obviously, but also the ergonomics of the bike seat, the best massage gel for muscle recovery, teaching riders the best way to wash their hands to avoid illness.
Wow. Even hand washing.
Even hand washing. They looked for a tiny 1% improvement in almost everything they could think of.
It almost sounds obsessive, but also kind of brilliant.
It does sound simple, maybe even trivial in parts. But the results, they speak for themselves. Historic Olympic success, multiple Tour de France wins,
Right.
all these tiny, subtle habits and improvements,
Yeah.
things almost imperceptible on their own.
Yeah.
When you add them all up, they compound. They created this massive, large-scale impact.
It really hammers home that core idea again, subtle habits, monumental results.
Exactly.
So looking at the book overall, what makes it stand out? What are its biggest strengths, according to the review material?
Well, number one is probably its simplicity. The language is clear. The examples are relatable. It makes these potentially complex ideas from behavioral science incredibly accessible.
Yeah, you don't need a PhD to get it.
Not at all. And the strategies are genuinely practical, things you can actually implement right away.
That's key.
Definitely. Plus, the structure is really systematic. Each chapter builds logically on the last. Each has a clear purpose. It feels very well thought out.
And it's grounded in actual science, right? It's not just guesswork.
Oh, absolutely. Deeply rooted in behavioral science psychology gives it that solid foundation. But maybe its biggest strength, for me anyway, is how it teaches you to move beyond just relying on willpower or motivation.
Which we know comes and goes.
Exactly. It shows you how to build these automatic, reliable systems instead.
That's such a crucial distinction, isn't it? Motivation is fickle, but a good system just keeps working.
Precisely. A well-designed system endures, even when motivation dips.
Okay, so the book's clearly had a huge impact. But no book is perfect. Our source material did mention a few minor criticisms, or maybe nuances, things some readers found repetitive.
Yeah, good point. It did touch on that. The main critiques were, one, that some points might feel a bit repetitive, especially if you're already kind of familiar with basic habit-building concepts.
Okay, fair enough.
And two, while the examples are great for illustrating the points, some felt the core message, the essence, could probably be condensed into fewer chapters.
Yeah.
The rest is sort of expansion and illustration.
Right. So maybe a bit basic for experts, potentially a little repetitive in places.
Yeah, but those seem like relatively minor points, honestly,
Hmm.
compared to the overall positive impact it seems to have had.
Definitely. So if you're listening right now and think, okay, is this deep dive relevant to me? Who is the target audience here?
Well, I'd say it's really for anyone looking to bring a bit more regularity and discipline into their life, anyone feeling a bit chaotic maybe. And it's especially good for people who genuinely want to break bad habits and build good ones, particularly if they've tried and failed before.
Yeah, if you feel like you've been spinning your wheels on that front.
Exactly. But honestly, the insights apply so broadly. Students trying to study consistently, professionals wanting to be more productive, athletes optimizing training, freelancers managing their own time.
It really feels universal, doesn't it?
It really does. And maybe especially, it's for anyone who keeps putting things off with that classic line, okay, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll start today, and then doesn't.
We've all been there.
Right. This book gives you tangible tools to actually make today the day you start.
So wrapping this all up, Atomic Habits, it seems like it's fundamentally a simple but really profoundly impactful book.
I think that's fair to say.
It just brilliantly shows how these tiny decisions, these small habits practiced with consistency, can genuinely change not just what you do, but who you fundamentally are, your identity.
Yeah, it really gives you that blueprint for lasting change.
Yeah.
It's not about quick fixes.
No, it's about the long game. And it really emphasizes that truth captured in that final line from our source material.
Ah, yes, the quote. Your future is a reflection of your habits, not your desires.
Ooh. That's powerful, isn't it? Really makes you stop and think.
It does. Your habits shape your future more than just wishing for something.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening as you reflect on this. What's one tiny habit you could start implementing, like today? Or maybe what identity could you start cultivating based on these principles to begin reshaping your own future?
Yeah, what's your 1% improvement for today?